Let's see. Guess what I'm working on today. This is broke, which is not optimal. So I'm hoping I can maybe glue it back together. Get it, everything else works other than this is broken. I can't. I don't know. That's very expensive. So, all right, let's get this the rest of the way out. There's a screw right here to get this off, by the way. So if you're doing this, be careful and not break this little screw, because these two got little clips, little wires you need to clip off the back. So if you're not careful, you can break this piece, the wires. See them, right? Two little wires right there. Those two little wires, you want to be careful. That's attaching these two pieces, so you need to get that screw off first before you start moving. These need to go at the same time, that way you don't break the piece. You want to lift up, go back, and come out. All right, that's that little bracket right there. The little screw goes in there, and this is going to lift up, and it sits right. Well, you can't see it. I'll show you when I get this out. All right. What we've been waiting on for a hot minute finally coming. I ordered a 3D printed climate control cover, I guess, for all of the switches. Here, ours is broke right here off to the side. So I need to take this one apart, all the assemblies off of this one, and put it into this one. This one looks really, really nice. So I like how thick it is right here, and got this extra piece to hold. So that's super nice. But I have never did this before, so bear with me. What I can tell, it's just a bunch of Phillips screws to get this piece off and to separate this piece from the back piece from the front. Is removing all of the screws, and there's a couple of clips here, one right here. Trying not to break the other wire on the light right there, and then two right there that'll pop this, but you can't. Once you get them all separated, the screws out, be careful when you separate this, because there's a attachment in here where another clip that plugs in to plug this side into this side. So okay, all right, let's get busy. All right, I had to get a light before I could see these little dang things, but you got a little screw right here, one right here, and one right here. And there they are right there. I don't know where that one come from. I didn't take it loose, but pieces are coming out of mine, so we'll have to figure out where this one come from. But that's to get it loose right there. But you got to get this clip. Those two clips right there to separate this. Don't forget to unplug this, but separate this. When you go to separate it, there's going to be another plug right here, so don't snatch this piece from this piece. See that plug in there? Take your little flathead screwdriver, excuse me, and you're able to pry up on it. Be gentle, because this stuff is very, very brittle, so you don't want to break it and cost yourself any more money. All right, there it is right there. It's nothing. There's not a clip or nothing. I know my light's not that good. All you got to do is get the screwdriver, just a little one, up underneath the edge and kind of work it. And there's no clip or nothing, so should pop off pretty simple. I got to fix that wire, but now I got to take all of this out, which is no big deal, and move it all over into this one. So Phillips screw heads, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws, and then able to get to the buttons. Okay, let me get back busy. All right, I got going ahead of myself here on y'all. I'm pushing out the little plastic pieces right there, the little clear lenses, putting them back in places. I had, you got to take your buttons off, but start on one side and lift with a little flathead. You got to go I went from my right to my left. So getting them off, and make sure you take your trim off. Just be careful about it. See right there, we got a little spot. We're going to have to address that. I take like a Sharpie and blacken that back in. So, all right, cool beans. This one is toast, boy. It broke everywhere. All right, cool beans. Let me get this finished up and put this piece back into this piece. Okay. I have been on the struggle bus with this thing for a minute. I can get it back in the slots right here and get everything nice and flat. And I don't know if y'all can see this right here. Doubt it. But this button doesn't want to slide in this 3D printed part. It is very, very tight going in there. So I'm having to see, because this I'm having to really push that button. And then this is the factory piece, and of course it just okay. Now all of these are tight. If I can't, I'm gonna have to sand some of these out to loosen it up. I'm gonna have to. That's the only thing I can think of, is maybe I can take a little piece of sandpaper and try to sand some of this off to where these are loose. Because my problem I'm running into is getting all of my button. I broke my wire off too, by the way. As the buttons are too stiff in there, and they won't pop back out. Once you push them in, they're staying stuck in. They won't come back out. So that is not a good thing. All right, I don't think this piece is going to work. I've been on the struggle bus with this thing. I've done hit my stress limit. I've done stress 8s and banana pudding this late at night. But I've gotten a Dremel tool out and I've been sanding. The problem is where the buttons go right here. It will not let the button freely slide back and forth in there. The factory piece has it slides perfectly. And where 3D printed, it's rough, or the groove, because it's got 3 grooves aside in there, are not deep enough, and I don't want to sand down my buttons. I've been trying to sand down the piece, so see if I can get it to work. That's where I'm at now. I'm just kind of on the struggle bus real bad with this, so excuse me. I think I'm just going to have to come up with plan B. And yeah, I'm going to have to come up with a plan B. So, yep.